Hi everyone, this is Tanya with Flying Dog Studio. Thank you so much for joining me as I do a little more experimenting in my experimental journal. I'm going to be starting with the Pilot Falcon, and it has that flexible nib on there, but be careful putting the lid on because you can jab yourself just like that. This is my experimental journal. It didn't start as a landscape painting book, but it's kind of turned into that. Now for this particular experiment, I'm going to be using the Kuretake again, and I do have the gold in there. These are the brushes. They are mainly from Winsor & Newton, the Cotman series, and I have my size 3 and 6 round. I had that 13mm flat brush, and then I have this brush. This is my mop brush, so I can use a lot of water. I also like to keep on hand my size 8 round from the Royal & Lane Nichols Zen series. Of course, I have the other necessities if I'm doing watercolor painting. I'm going to start with a really loose grip on this pen. Normally I hold it at the bottom, but I don't want a lot of control because I do want to try to paint loosely. As you guys know, if you've watched my videos before, that is a problem of mine. I'm a little too tight, and I think it comes from being a portrait artist and being a colored pencil portrait artist for so many years. I want to keep things very tight. For this piece, I'm going to be starting a little bit differently. First of all, I did not let that ink dry. This is what that ink does after about, I don't know, maybe a minute. I don't even know if it was that long. However long it took me to put the pen down, put the lid on, and pick up my brush and start painting. So I'm using the mop brush, and we're doing wet on wet. Now the Kuretake, I have already taken the time to pre-moisten those over to the side, but I still want the wet palette because I really want the colors to move. And you'll see in a few minutes how down towards the bottom it's kind of drying out a bit. If that happens, just get more water on your brush and go right back in. I'm not certain what this is right now. It kind of is speaking to me like mountains. I don't know what the front is at this point, but I'm just letting the paint tell me what it wants the whole piece to be. That sounded very artsy. Now up here at the top, I'm going to pull a little bit of color out. I decided I didn't want it quite as dark up there with the blue, so I just took my clean brush with a little bit of water and pulled that out. Now I'm using some of the white back on top to make it a little bit lighter. Again, just dropping some colors in. I mentioned in my last video, which was also in this book, and one of you commented, it was Carol, said that she uses these, and she actually, I believe you said you liked them better than Western watercolors, Carol. You'll have to correct me if I got that wrong. But she likes to combine them with the Neocolor IIs, and I'm going to be doing that. I had already done this when she commented on my last video, and I pinned her comment. She has some really good information about how to finish these off if you want to protect them and what she uses. So I highly recommend you go take a look at my last video, and if you don't want to watch the video, that's fine. At least go down to the comments and take a look at her pinned comment because she has a lot of good information in there. And if you have a lot of good information, please put that down in the comments below. I always like to hear from you guys, and I like for us to be a community that kind of helps each other out because these Kuretakes were new to me, and like I said, this is my experimental book. I want to see what works with them, so I am going to try the Neocolor IIs, and then I'm also going to add some watercolor pencil. At this point, again, I'm just dropping in colors, and then we're going to let all of this dry, and then I'm going to come back with these Neocolor IIs, and these are the colors I will be using. We started with salmon, then we have dark olive, and then russet, and then the naughty Prussian blue, and then I have some ochre and orange, and finally the sky blue. So I won't have these up individually on the screen, but you have seen them ahead of time. And I'm starting in the sky, and I'm going to skip around here. You're going to see that the film kind of has some breaks in it. I don't think you want to see me coloring like a kindergartner on all of this, and you can kind of pick up what I'm laying down as far as the colors go. And I'm just wanting to kind of get a little bit more color in here. These dry, of course, a little bit lighter than, you know, the intensity that they go down on the paper, and that is the nature of watercolor in general. So I'm coming back with some of these because I know when I put water on, they're going to stay just a little bit brighter, and you can see that is much brighter. But I do like having that base color underneath, and you'll see I didn't cover everything up with the Neocolor IIs. I left some spaces in there so we could see a little bit of that Kuretake underneath. And by the time I get done, I am going to fill up most everything. But I think overall, I'll give you a little spoiler alert before we get to the end. I do believe that all of these mediums work well together. And I think you could do the Kuretake with just the pencils, the watercolor pencils, and I think you could also do it just with the Neocolor IIs. I know Carol said she does it successfully in her art, and I'm going to do some more of that because I really like the Neocolor IIs. And if you haven't tried any of these products, before we get on to that, let's take a look at these. These are the Winsor & Newton colors. I have Warm Gray 5, I have some green, cornflower blue, turquoise, and umber, and I'm going to be adding another green in a few minutes, and I'll shove that on the screen when I get here. But if you have not tried these products before, down in the description I will have the links to them. Now some of those are affiliate links, meaning if you purchased from those, I would get a small commission at no cost to you. However, I'm always looking for the best deal. So if the affiliate link is not the best deal, I will have separate links down there where I've looked them up. A lot of places, like my pen that I used, Jet pens, I'm going to have that down there. It's not going to be an affiliate link. So if I put a link down there, it's a safe link. I've looked it up on my own, computer or iPad at home. I'm not going to give you something that is going to take you to a questionable website. But now what I'm doing, let's go back to the process. I am putting a few darks in there, and I know when I add water to these, depending on how much water I add, I can actually keep that texture. So I can keep the grass texture in there if I don't add a lot of water. I'm also wanting to add a little bit darker areas, and you can see I'm not going all the way across. I'm just doing a little bit, so we still have the Kuretake showing through. Now I'm going to come back and activate this, and I'm only going to be activating the areas where I added the watercolor pencil. So again, you're going to see skips in the filming. You're not missing anything. I'm only putting water where I put down the pencils. And there were some areas that I wanted to touch up a little bit. Plus, I'm thinking on this, I want a little more pop of color. So in the spirit of not being able to leave well enough alone, we're going to revisit the Kuretakes. And, I needed it for that blue right in the center because I didn't particularly like the cornflower blue once I got it on there. So I'm going to alter that. I need it to be a bit lighter to kind of balance it out, in my opinion. So we're going to use those for that, and we're using them for something else. Now, this is what I was talking about earlier. If you control your amount of water, you can keep the texture of the grass. So that's, anytime I'm trying to control water, that's what you're going to see. I'm going to bring out those blue handle brushes from the Winsor & Newton Cotman series. Okay, here we go. And this is a mistake because it kind of looks like, instead of happy little red flowers, it's going to look like a crime scene. And we're going to try to fix it. I don't recommend this. I don't think that these really splatter as well as what I would like for them to, as what I'm used to, like my watercolor doing. They just don't splatter as well. I can't explain it, but red was not the thing to do. I was thinking then, well, maybe we'll add a little yellow and maybe it won't look so much like a crime scene. It didn't help it any. It really didn't help it any. So I'm going to come back and do little dabs in between, and then I'm going to bring my pen back again and add a little more to it. So hopefully by the end, I've pulled it together. You can let me know what you think in the comments. But I felt like being Bob Ross instead of a happy little tree. I was going to have happy little flowers, but I mean, it kind of looked like flowers, but kind of looks like a crime scene happened there. So I don't know. You let me know what you think in the comments. I can take it. I already have my opinion of this piece. So what, you won't hurt my feelings. You can't hurt me on this. You can't hurt me on it. So I'm gonna go ahead at this point and do a little bit more. All the pieces in here, as I've said in the last video, have gold on them. that Kuretake Gold. I really love that, so I thought I'm going to add it to this one. I'm going to put it right along this edge because maybe that's a sunset and maybe it just needs a little gold right along the edge of those, I'm assuming, are mountains at the top. And again, you can't really tell how shiny this is. The camera does not do it justice, but it is so shiny. I love it. I'm coming back with the white. I had mentioned that. And again, this works almost like gouache as far as the opacity of it. And I just used a little water, thinned it out because I didn't like that shade of blue in the center. I wanted to break that up just a bit. I thought it was too dark. So we're going to pull this off. And I'm going to do one more thing, and it has to do with my pen. I'm going to put some just random lines in here. And at first I start right at the edge and thought, I'm going to bring it to the outside. Some of my when I took the tape off, you can see some of the paint went underneath the tape. And I thought, that's okay. I kind of like that. I think we're just going to pull that together in some other areas as well. And you can see I stopped it at the edge and I went, oh, wait, I was coming to the edge. So I'm going to come back and do that and bring it out. And I don't want these lines to just be one thickness. I kind of wanted to channel Beatrix Potter and have some weighted lines in there. So that's what I'm doing here. And even though this is a flexible nib on this Pilot Falcon, I cannot get lines this thick where you see the lines a little bit thicker. So I have to kind of draw those and come back and fill them in with the ink. Now, I thought if I'm taking those lines out to the edge, I might as well take the gold out to the edge as well. And here is where I'm trying to fix those little flowers. I'm going to add some stems in. I think it helps. But again, I have opinions, so let me know your opinion in the comments below. And if you made it to this point, my friends, you made it through the entire video. So kudos to you. If you are new on here, welcome to the channel. I hope you will subscribe. If you're always hopping on to see what I'm doing, thank you so much. I'm always happy when you are here. I'm not going to have any experimental videos for a little while. I'm going to be using some of these techniques in some upcoming pieces. I hope you'll join me for those, my friends. But until then, I will see you in the next one.